Hello, my name is Heidi Herrera, and today I'm going to be presenting a critique of the American education system. Um, I have a lot of points to make, and my first point, starting this presentation, is funding. It's one of the biggest problems and the biggest argument used against the American education system. People are very aware of it, and it's a very big topic when talking about what is wrong with the American education system, because a lot of the schools do not have enough money to provide the necessary resources for students, especially now in such a technologically advanced country. A lot of schools do not have the money to update their technology, which is depriving students of the opportunity to have those resources in order to better their education and better their experience in the classroom. Um, it also does not give them the opportunity to learn those skills that they need to learn in order to survive in the outside world. Like I said, especially with our country advancing so much in technology and having so many more jobs open up in um, um, the United States that has to do with technology. One of the big things that I noticed is that a lot of jobs that are offered are from companies that have to do with technology, like Apple or Google, but a lot of them have open spaces and they don't have the people to that are qualified for those jobs because a lot of people don't know about those jobs. A lot of people need college degrees in order to get those, but when you deprive our students of having those skills, then they will not go into those jobs. They will not go into those careers. So companies are hiring people from different countries, which decreases the jobs here in America for American people. So that effect of not having money to update that technology is affecting our kids from having careers in the future. And I think it's very important that the funding gets fixed and schools get enough money in order to get that technology, in order to get those opportunities to their students. And also, a lot of schools have to pick and choose what resources to get, like what textbooks to get, what um, paper to get, if they should get paper textbooks, or should we fix this in our bathrooms. They have to pick and choose what they think matters more. And in my opinion, um, um, students shouldn't have to pick and choose what resources they have to better their education. I feel like we, as an education system, they need to give and provide all of those resources in order for students to have the best experience they can in their schooling, so that they can have more opportunities in the future. Another point is unmotivated teachers. That's one of the biggest problems I see, especially in high schools. I think unmotivated teachers really, 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 really demotivate students, and it doesn't help them at all in their performance in their classes. Um, so some teachers really don't have interest in students or in teaching, and not only it's mostly because a lot of people see that the education career is a very easy career to get into, a very fast career to get into, because it's only 4 years to get your master's degree in teaching. I mean your bachelor's. I'm sorry, your bachelor's degree. So a lot of people just see it as an easy opportunity to get money and have a career, and they don't really show interest, or they don't have real interest in the students' education or in teaching. They have no passion for it, and so a lot of students see that and they become demotivated, and they don't see the point of coming to school if their teacher shows no motivation or no interest. And a lot of teachers also who are granted tenure, they get guaranteed a job forever, and they see it as, oh, there's no real point in really caring. I'm still gonna have this job. I'm still gonna get paid regardless of being in, if I'm enthusiastic in class or not. So that's a very huge problem, and I see that it affects students a lot. Another big issue is standardized testing, and the education system, or the government decided to start standardized testing in 2002, early 20th century, um, in order to calculate and keep data on the school's performances and see where students are. It gave them a chance to see how teachers are teaching and how they can improve. However, no positive result has ever shown in a student's learning from standardized testing. Since 2002, that standardized testing has begun in 2002, no, there has been no result, and the U.S. actually has dropped down in ranks um, from the education ranking system that they have. We used to be 18th in math, and we have dropped a lot. We are 30th in math now. So no real results have been shown from standardized testing, and actually they impede teachers from teaching the material needed to attain good results in order to prepare for those tests. So teachers are losing time, like class time, to benefit the students and teach them the curriculum that they need to be taught in order to get results, because they're too busy teaching and preparing for the standardized testing. So I don't see any real benefits to that. So that is my argument as a critic of the American school system. Thank you very much. Okay, this is my editorial or presentation on as an advocate of the American education system. So one of the first points that I wanted to make, that I see that is good in the American education system, is the way we support and treat students. I think as a system, or as a country, we take pride in helping students and helping them with mental issues, and not pushing them too much, and giving them enough time to take time for themselves and rest, and because we see that results in better performance in school. I think that children are not to be overworked, because it's not beneficial to their brains, to their mental health. It's not beneficial to them. It doesn't help them concentrate on their work. It actually helps their performance go down, because it creates stress. One of the countries that is a huge example of overworking students is South Korea. Their education system is very strict, and it's built on very strict societal and cultural views. To them, they need to overwork their students in order to create results, and in order for them to push them to get better careers and get better opportunities in the future. And although they do have very good results, and they're ranked very high in the education ranking with other countries, their suicide rates are insanely high, especially in high schoolers, because they feel very pressured and very stressed out with how the expectations that are given to them by not only the education system itself, from teachers and mentors and principals, but also by their parents and their friends and and anyone else around them, because Korea is based on a very strict um, set of rules. They overwork their kids, and their school days are much longer than ours. Although their normal public schooling is 8 to 3 p.m., so 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. They the majority of students are they're registered for private academies, study academies, which are called Hagwons, and those they go in from 4 to 11 p.m. So I believe that that's a big issue that here in America we do not have, because we understand that our kids need rest and they need um, the appropriate time to themselves, because they are so young, and especially as teenagers, they're going through changes physically, mentally, and they need the appropriate time to relax and in order to achieve good results and good positive performance results. And although a lot of people argue that standardized assessments are negative and they have negative effects, they have a lot of benefits to them. Standardized testing is very practical and it's easy to administer, so it consumes less time to create and give schools and students. The results are quantifiable, so it shows proficiency levels. It shows teachers where students stand in class in a certain subject, where they need help, and if they're needed of remediation or of advancement. So if they need to go into a more advanced class to challenge them more, then they're placed due to the results of a standardized test. But it also shows if students need help in certain areas, if they need help in certain subjects, and it gives the teacher an idea of where they stand performance-wise. It takes less time to score and to grade, so it gives teachers less work, and it gives them more time to focus on other things rather than standing there and grading all these different tests. And it also gives the school board data on the school. It helps rank the school, and it helps show the performance of the school, not only derived from student body, but from the teachers, the staff. It shows their performance levels, and it shows whether they're doing their job correctly and they're actually helping students gain better results. Another huge thing, it's one of the biggest things, and what us as a country, the United States, we pride ourselves on, and that's the right to education. Every student has a right to an education. They have the opportunity to be whatever they want to be. They have that. They're able to have that there. They have the opportunity to go to school and learn and and gain education and have amazing opportunities when they're older. They have the opportunity to when they finish high school, they can go into colleges and get good careers. They can study whatever they want. And because we are a free country, because we give our students the freedom to go to school, which a lot of countries do not, especially countries where like women have they have rights to go to school. Any diverse race that we can think of, they have the opportunity of going to school, and that's a big, huge benefit to American education, and it's a beautiful thing. So that's my argument on that. Conclude the last two editorials. I will be giving my opinion on the American education system. I believe that although it's not the best, the American education system is good. We're not perfect. There are a lot of things that I believe we need to fix, and a lot of the points that I did in the editorial for as a critic were points that I actually believe in. Like funding is a very huge problem in schools. Schools who are underfunded, they don't have the opportunity to give the best resources to their students. To me, I think technology is a very huge thing that we need to incorporate in the classroom, and having those skills in order to operate a computer or operate technology as a whole. Um, they're skills that we need to give students because they will give them good opportunities in the future. Um, in the documentary Waiting for Superman, it was one of the things that he talked about. Even though I did not agree with most of the things he said, especially how big of an advocate he was for private charter schools. I did not agree with that, but I did agree with the fact that um, today there are a lot of jobs in the technological industry that a lot of Americans are not qualified for. So those jobs are given to people from different countries when a lot of Americans are struggling to find jobs. And to me, I think that if we prepare our students, if we prepare our children, with the required skills with involving technology, I think that it will give them a better opportunity to find a job, especially a better paying job, because that's the technological industry has been growing tremendously the past few years, and I think that those skills are very necessary to teach and to incorporate in the classroom. They also help. They have shown a lot of beneficial results in students. By incorporating technology, it helps them and excites them more in learning, and it connects more to their generation just because their lives are so implemented by technology. I think that it helps connect the students more to the classroom rather than using old teaching methods. Um, Another big point that I made back in the critique, sorry, is the unmotivated teachers. I personally believe that's a huge problem just because me as a student, I see that a lot, especially when I was in high school. I saw that some of my teachers, they were not as motivated as they should be. Teaching is something that I think the teacher should have a big passion for because their passion shows and their motivation shows, and it helps students um, want to learn. It helps them have that desire to come to school and learn more. I've seen it firsthand that the difference between a teacher who cares and a teacher who is shows interest in teaching and their students f- from the classroom of a teacher who doesn't show that same passion, that same interest. And the performance is very different. Even starting college, I've seen that my professors, one of my professors, she did, you can just tell that she did not want to be there. To her, it was just a job. Show up, show us a PowerPoint to make us take notes on it, and not provide extra help or even show interest in our performance and our um and benefiting and just helping us um, learn more and um, advance more in our class. And it made me not want to even show up to class. And that's sad. That's not how it's supposed to be. We're supposed to be motivating and encouraging our students to learn and come to school because it's very important for them. It's very beneficial for them, and it opens more opportunities for students. Another point that I made that I agree with and the critic argument was standardized testing. Although there is some benefits to standardized testing, there are more benefits for the school as a whole, or the education system, the bigger people, as you can say. It's more beneficial to them. It just gives them like obtaining data for the schools and that helps rank the schools. It just benefits them more in getting more students in and more money in. It doesn't really benefit the students at all. It doesn't show any good results in their education and their learning. Like I said, teachers focus a lot on teaching the material in the test and focusing a lot more on preparation in the test and studying for the test than the curriculum that they need to meet and the materials that they need to um, teach students in order to obtain the necessary like sorry to obtain results. Sorry. Um, so yeah, teachers because they're evaluated so much based on the standardized testing, they are so focused on teaching and preparing for the test rather than teaching the necessary materials they need to get results, to obtain results. Um, even though those points are something that I believe are huge problems in our education system, I also believe that as a country, the fact that we allow and give equal opportunity to every child to have the opportunity, the right to education is something that is wonderful. It's beautiful, and it's far beyond what other countries have. Um, us as a nation, we allow our kids to have those opportunities to go to school and to have good paying jobs and have good futures, regardless of race and gender. They still have the equal right to go to school and sit in a classroom and learn to read and write. And that is so important and so beautiful. And that's the one thing that I think makes our education system not so bad. Um, the fact that I come from a Hispanic home and I'm a woman and I can sit in a classroom next to my male classmate and learn the same material that he's learning and have the same opportunities is something that not a lot of countries can say or do, and that's sad. And I think that that's something that is amazing about our education system as a country. Um, as for suggestions to change, I think that tenure shouldn't exist, at least not for teachers who don't care. I think proper evaluations should be made on teachers. I think that school officials they should take more time in evaluating the teachers and seeing whether they are obtaining real results in their classroom. And I think that they should be um, students should have a say in whether teachers are doing a good job. I think that students know when a teacher doesn't care because me as a student, I know when a teacher doesn't care. I think that's a very big problem, and I think that um, the school board should take the appropriate steps to achieve the proper evaluation of a teacher. I'm not saying that all teachers are bad because they're not. There's a lot of amazing teachers. A majority of teachers are amazing, but all those bad teachers that do exist in schools, they they have a very big effect, a big negative effect on students and their education. And I think that that's something that schools need to look into. Funding, I think that's a huge thing. I think that the government should take education a little bit more serious, and they should see that school is something necessary for the success of us as a country because it gives us better opportunities as citizens here. I think that underfunding schools has a very negative effect, and I think that we need to find ways to give more money to our schools. Um, that's something very big, and I think that um, a lot of people think this way about our education system. N- Nobody thinks that our system is perfect, and I think that changes need to be made. in order to benefit our students and benefit our children. So yeah, that's my opinion on the education system. Thank you very much for listening. And again, I'm Heidi Herrera. Thank you. Bye.